What up?
Well, lots of things are up. The sky, space, what's going on?
But since a lot of my so-called friends like to say Twan's crazy, what's wrong with him? Well, apparently, before 1958, everybody thought the same way Twan thinks.
I don't think that's right. And far be it from me to correct somebody. It didn't happen to be July 29th, 1958, did it? Because the earliest documented mention of the Earth being a sphere is from the 5th century BC. Now, I always thought that stood for before crazy, but it turns out it's before Christ.
It wasn't until recently that everything got erased from the history books that people like me are considered crazy. Well, like I said before, I stay crazy. Y'all can just stay ignorant. Enjoy.
I'm sure we will. Now, you say everything got erased from the history books? Well, I'm just wondering, how exactly was that done? And more importantly, why? Let's find out, shall we? Please subscribe.
Okay, you guys remember how I showed you the maps that were here on Earth before 1958, before the governments took them out? And I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries before 1958. Here's volume 2 out of the alphabet A. And we're going to flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there.
Okay, but I've got a couple of things I'd like to ask before you change our perception of reality, with your valuable insights. So, thing one, that isn't the Encyclopedia Britannica. It's literally written on the cover. It's the Encyclopedia Americana. And thing two, if the government erased all of history, then how exactly have you got a copy? And don't worry, I won't mention that it isn't a history book anyway. But thing three, now I've looked up the 1958 Encyclopedia Britannica, and it says virtually nothing about Antarctica. But apart from that, you're doing great so far.
Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says, the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character, with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south, longitude 90 degrees east.
Now then, this was an absolute pain in the arse to find, but I would imagine it refers to Dome Argus, which is a mountain range with a solid sheet of ice over it. The ground is 3,000 feet above sea level, and there's an ice layer 10,000 feet thick on top of that ground. 3,000 plus 10,000 equals 13,000. There's even a research station at the top. Astronomers go there in the Antarctic summer because the air is so clear and thin there. And when they get there, they're standing on top of that ice sheet. Not under a dome, on top of it.
Now, if you're not familiar with any of this at all, and you're just now new to all this,
then I would recommend you watch this video right to the end. And whatever you do, don't search Flat Earth on YouTube.
But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat Earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome?
Well, they didn't, did they? And in fact, the oldest surviving globe on Earth today is called Erdapfel. And if I pronounced that wrong, it's Mr. 42's fault, because I asked him how to say it properly. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, Erdapfel. It's a terrestrial globe, and it was produced by Martin Beheim around 1490. So no, all maps were not flat prior to 1958.
And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there, and it gives you the exact height at a certain latitude and longitude?
Exactly. If it's this huge secret, why have they told you what it is and where it is? That's not really the best way of keeping something secret, is it?
Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica and NASA came in and erased everything just like they're erasing everything today.
So the Antarctic Treaty is an international agreement ensuring that Antarctica is used only for peaceful purposes, primarily scientific research, and it explicitly bans military activity. It puts aside territorial claims, promoting a spirit of shared scientific cooperation and transparencies among the nations who signed it. And while some might view it suspiciously, the treaty is actually a rare example of global unity. And even though it's like pissing into the wind, you do know anyone can book a cruise around Antarctica, don't you?
I just want to do a really short video on how the seasons work and how the 24-hour sun takes place in the North Pole and Alaska, because I've been getting a lot of questions on that here lately. So here you go, check it out.
Where's the other guy gone? But okay, seasons on a flat earth, this should be good.
So anyways, let's start out by showing you, here's the Gleason's new standard map of the world. And as you can see, scientifically and practically correct as it is. And this is the number 6 from patented on November the 15th, 1892. And this is a copy from the Boston Public Library.
Yeah, the Gleason's new standard map of the world isn't actually that new, is it? Because it was published in 1892. And it's actually an azimuthal equidistant projection of the globe, whether flat earthers choose to believe that or not.
Okay, now let's show you how the seasons work on this real quick.
Well, they don't, but we're here now, aren't we? So go on then.
What we want to do is go down here into the right hand corner, bottom corner of the map, and as you can see right here, here's the flat earth disk. Okay, this is the North Pole in the middle. Now this little dot right here is the sun, and this is the illumination around the sun. You notice it's way out here towards the outer edge. What the sun does is spirals around the flat earth disk, and it even tells you that right here.
So the one thing that always makes me laugh whenever a flat earther refers to the Gleason's map, if we put aside the fact that it's just a projection of the globe, it came out in 1892. What did science look like in 1892? Because it certainly doesn't look like it does today, and flat earthers deny all of science, and yet they're more than happy to rely on a map that was published in 1892, which isn't what they think it is anyway.
There is no sunlight beyond 80 degrees south, but unknown regions of ice.
Yes, there is, particularly in the Antarctic region, but the amount and duration of sunlight can vary significantly throughout the year due to the tilt of Earth's axis relative to its orbit around the sun. Isn't it funny, whenever a flat earther thinks they're having an aha moment, it always turns out that they're demonstrating that the Earth is a globe.
So if they try to tell you that there's 24-hour sun in Antarctica, they're lying to you.
And like every other flat earther, when you refer to they, I can only assume that they are the government. Well, what about all the people who work in Antarctica that see the 24-hour sun? Are they all in on the lie as well? I mean, it's getting so confusing.
Anyways, let's go over here. Now check this out. Here's your summer solstice. Now notice how the North Pole is right here in the middle, but the sun is closer to it. The illumination around it, notice how it's closer in.
So on a flat earth, then the sun's got a dimmer switch. Right, okay.
Than it was over here in the winter solstice. That's because the sun moves in a small circle in the summertime. Now, it even tells you that right here. Check it out.
I have checked it out. And listen, if it says that on a map from 1892, who am I to call it wrong?
That's really simple. He makes a small circle right here, look, then he moves his way back out here. He spirals outward, like it just said, spirals outward, like that right there. All right, now let me demonstrate that for you.
Oh, here we go. He's gonna pull out the torch, isn't he?
Your December solstice would look like this right here on the flat earth map. It's way out here, check it out. It's dark on one side of the earth, light on the other, just so you understand that. It makes a wide circle, right like this right here.
Told you, didn't I? So is the sun also directional? You know, the way you can alter where the beam of a torch lands by altering the position of that torch? Is that how the sun works on the flat earth as well? Or maybe it's got a shade, like a giant lamp shade.
Sun's way out here. And then in the spring, what's the sun start doing? It starts moving in closer. That's why your days start getting longer. it starts getting warmer. And then by the summer solstice, as you see right here, it says it spirals in to the Arctic Circle. There's your Arctic Circle.
All right, well, it's my misunderstanding then, because I always thought that we got warmer temperatures in the summer primarily due to Earth's axial tilt of about 23.5 degrees. Now, during summer, your hemisphere tilts towards the sun, making sunlight strike more directly and for longer periods of the day, leading to increased warmth. Despite the distance from the sun varying throughout the year, it's this direct angle of sunlight and the extended daylight hours that primarily contribute to the warmer temperatures of summer, not our proximity to the sun. And this axial tilt is the main reason we experience significant temperature changes between seasons.
And there you have it. That's how your seasons work and how your 24-hour sun works in the Arctic. It's really, really simple, guys.
Well, it would have to be simple, wouldn't it? For flat earthers to understand it, I mean. Anyway, huge thank you to these lovely people who all support what I do each month on YouTube via Patreon or channel memberships. Don't forget, in January, I'll be starting to pick one random person from these two lists in every video I upload, and then at the start of the following month, I'll put those names into a random name picker and choose a winner who'll get a free item of merch. All you've got to do is sign up to Patreon or channel memberships to be entered. If you come across any videos you'd like to see me respond to, then head down to the description below this video and click on the link to join my Discord server. And you can leave links to any videos you've come across in the room imaginatively named Creaky Make a Video About This. I'm active in the server pretty much every day, so pop in and let's have a chat. Anyway, I'll see you all in a couple of days. Oh, you're still here then. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. If you did, then you'll probably enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again very soon, or in a few minutes if you do decide to watch this recommended video. Love you, bye.